Hi everyone, this is Ida of Created to Create. Welcome back to my channel. If you're not 18 years or older, this video content is not intended for you. I have been working on a swap, guys, that I had a lot of deadlines I needed to complete, but this was the last one, and I'm not done yet, but I hope to make my deadline. Anyway, I had to make an ornament. And I didn't just want to make one ornament. I wanted to make a nice set of ornaments. And I have been playing with this angel. This one right here. It's by Tattered Lace. And it is a free download. And they do have coordinating dies to it. But I think that you might have to look for it like on Etsy or eBay or something like that. Because it's not available from Tattered Lace or Create and Craft or anything like that. But the downloads are free on the Tattered Lace website. So I had been playing with her because my friend Jackie had sent me some die cuts and stuff. And I think she's beautiful. And I think she makes the perfect Christmas angel. And so I created some ornaments, but I also wanted to create something to house the ornaments in. So this box was gifted to me by my friend Jackie. It wasn't altered or anything. She had packed a bunch of goodies in here. So I knew that the ornaments were a pretty good size, about 4.5 inches, something maybe even closer to 5 inches across. So I knew I couldn't put very many in the box. So the box is only about 10.5 inches long. And the width is about 7 inches wide. So it's not a very large box, but I had it there in my living room piled up with other boxes that I had. So I decided to just go ahead and alter the box. So the first thing I did to this box, and I will link everything that I can in the description box. The first thing I did was I painted the box with some white gesso. Gesso is just like a primer for canvases and stuff like that. So I use gesso a lot on my projects when I want them to have like so they'll grab onto the paint, some teeth. So that's what I use. And so I painted the whole box with the gesso, covered it in gesso inside and out. And then I gave it a coat of dark brown, and the bottom's not done yet. And I'm not even sure I'm going to do the bottom yet. I haven't decided because I wanted it to look shabby chic, kind of distressed like an old box. And so I painted the whole thing in brown just on the outside. On the inside, I didn't want to do crackle or anything. I just wanted it this light color. But on the outside, I wanted it to have a crackle effect. I've always loved the way that looks. So these molds right here are a Prima molds that I bought a while back. And this swag, this rose swag, these roses in the corner. And I think there is a cherub also that comes in the same mold. I will link that one in the description box if I can still find it. And so I put my pieces on after I had, before I painted my box, I added my pieces to the raw wood because I wanted to make sure that it would be sticking to the wood and not to the paint, the surface of the paint. I wanted to make sure that the clay pieces had a good grip on the actual wooden box. So the first thing I did before painting, doing the gesso or anything, I glued the pieces, the clay pieces, and then I covered it in gesso, and then I painted it brown. And the last thing I did to this box was adhere the angel to it, and I'm going to tell you why in a minute. I went ahead and used my Deco paint pen to color the corners on the boxes, the metal corners and the latches. And the hinges that were on here, one of them did break when I was done painting it. So I had to replace those. But I did add a small swag right here. And I'm not completely done with this, guys. I actually want to add some antiquing wax to give it like an aged look on the clay pieces, but it hasn't come in yet. So the white pieces that you see here, once I do the antiquing wax, you're not going to see that. It's going to be look vintage. And I also added some to the side. So this side has a small swag, and this one is actually not a swag. It goes straight, but I just kind of manipulated it to curve it. So that's what I did on both sides, and I did do the crackling on everything. So after I had painted it brown, I used some crackle medium, and that's just clear, and you brush it on. So you do your darkest color on the bottom, then you brush on the crackle medium, and you let that dry completely. Everything that you do in stages, you have to let it dry. So you have to let the gesso dry, and then paint it, and you have to let that dry. And then you add the crackle medium, and you have to let that dry completely. And then you add the lighter color. So the dark brown that was on the bottom is what's going to show through the cracks. If I had done pink or if I had done gray on the bottom, that's what would be showing. But you always want a contrasting color. You don't want to use two browns, like a tan and a brown, something real close together, because it's not really going to work. You want a big contrast between the two colors. And so after that I had done the crackle and it dried, I added the lighter, I think it's called linen, the color that I used. And I painted it, and you can't really brush it too much, because what happens when you overbrush, it kind of starts to peel off. So you have to, you know, when you cover it with paint, you got to stop there. You don't want to keep going over it. You just want to give it a layer and keep moving. So after I had done that, and it dried, then I added the angel. So I just kind of tore around the edges to get as close to her as I could. But I'm thinking I should have just fussy cut her with scissors, because then I had to go in and cover up the white edge. But it still looks pretty good because I used the same color. And when my antiquing paste comes in, I'm going to go ahead and antique it, so you won't see any white spots in it. I did all the gold with a paint pen on all the metal hardware that's on the box. And I'm going to open it up, and I'm going to share with you the content of the box. Look at how pretty these are, guys. I hope you can see the whole thing. I hope it's in the screen. Let me show you the back, actually. My hinges broke, so I had to go ahead and add different hinges. So these are the hinges that I added. It went very smoothly. Like, I didn't have any trouble. And two, I added some varnish. After I had done everything, I varnished it with some glossy varnish. And when I brushed on the varnish, it almost looks like glue. And when you brush it on, it would leave kind of white spots, but it dries clear. But before it was drying, I kind of liked the way the white was looking. So after I had sealed it, after the varnish dried, I did go back with gesso and just dry brush it a little bit, because I like the way the white looks. So that's what I did there. And then here is the inside of the box. I made 3 ornaments. These are plastic ornaments. And how I created these is by, I do have one up here, actually. You can't see all of it, but I'll show you. You can see right there the clear see-through ornament. And these are not the ones that come apart. There's some that do come apart, so you can fill it with an image. This one doesn't come apart, but it's more like a disc type of ornament. I haven't painted the top yet, and I did the crackle on this, but I haven't finished it because I'm waiting for the paste so you can see all the cracks in it. And these are some vintage winter ladies. See, they're walking in the snow. There's a little fence back there. It's very, very pretty. And I did add some holly leaves and berries. I added a clay trim around it. And I love this deep dark cranberry look, but it's not done. I tried to add gold to see if to highlight the cracks in it, but this really wasn't antiquing paste, so it doesn't work. And a wax does not work. And antiquing paste is more translucent, and you can rub it off, but what goes in the cracks stays in the cracks, and you can see it. What's on the surface where there isn't any cracks, you can actually rub it off. So that's the difference between wax and antiquing paste. So I want to use the antiquing paste. And after I did the outside of the box, I did add a clay piece to the inside of the box. Hopefully you can see that. I added a clay piece, but in this I didn't add the color to it. I just left everything the same color in that light linen color that I did the outside of the box. I added a chain to the box so the lid wouldn't fall to the back. And all I did was add some shred to the bottom. And as you can see, 3 ornaments is the most I could get in this box. And I love the way they came out. This is the first one that I created. And when I created this one, I did the crackle and everything. But again, I wasn't able to highlight the cracks because I didn't have the correct antiquing paste. And 2, when I painted it, these clay pieces, I put them a little bit lower because I thought the cap was going to reach all the way to the bottom of the ring there, and it didn't. It actually stays on top, so I had to add an extra ring of pearls there. But on my second and third one, I did the bows higher, then I only needed a little bit of pearls in the front. But again, I did the same thing. I sanded it down with some sandpaper to give it grit, so it would be rough, and the paint wouldn't just peel off. And then I wiped it down with alcohol. You know, you want to get all the oils off of it and everything. And then all I did was I Mod Podged the image. No, I'm sorry. I painted the ornament in white. You can do gesso and then the white, or you can just add gesso. But I did both. I added the gesso and then I painted it all white. I added the gesso, let it dry, and then I adhered all the pieces of clay. Wherever I was going to add clay, I did that because I don't want it to stick to the paint. I wanted to stick to the ornament. So I stuck everything down without painting it. The flower, look at that beautiful rose in the back. So I adhered all my clear pieces, and then I painted it white, everything, including the clay pieces. I let that dry. The reason I painted it white was for this image to be true to color. If I had not painted it white, the image would be washed out, and I wanted the image to be very vibrant. So that's why you paint it white when you do rice paper. And I did print these out myself on rice paper. Printable rice paper that I bought from ASC Crafts on eBay. On Etsy, I'm sorry. And so I added the image. Then I just sponged on I kind of mixed white with the linen color. Because when I did the linen, I felt it was too dark. So I kind of mixed the 2 paints, the white and the linen, together to lighten it up. And I didn't go over the angel image, just around the wings and everything else. And it ended up looking really, really nice. And you use a sponge. You don't want to brush this. You want to pounce like you do with a pouncing brush. Or I use a sponge. And I just kind of dabbed it on. And I love the way that it ended up. After everything was dry, I did add, to give it this gloss, I added triple thick to it because there is a gloss by Pen Art that's for mixed media, but I don't have it. I ordered it, but it's not here yet. But I had triple thick, and that worked just as well. So then after I was satisfied with the color that I had on my ornament, I went ahead and shined it with the triple thick, and I love the way it came out. And after that had dried, I went ahead and just started adding the color to my flowers. Again, this needs to be antiqued, so you can see a few of the little white spots, but that's going to go away with the antiquing paste. But all in all, I love the way it came out, and I think that this mold, this is a Prima mold. The colors that I use match perfectly with the colors going on the angel. And then I added the clips that I bought from Hobby Lobby. And these, you just clip them onto your Christmas tree branch. And then I added a little gold tassel with a little trio of ribbon roses. And I actually bought these at Walmart. They already come like that. And I put it on one and I didn't do the other ones. But, you know, I like the way it looks. This one only had 1 coat of triple thick. and these had 2 coats. I think I'm going to go ahead and give one more coat to this one, because as I'm looking at it with the naked eye, I can see that these in the back are more glossy than the one in the front. And then here's the second ones that I created, and I moved the clay piece higher up so it meets right with the cap. So I didn't need that extra strand of pearls. I just needed something a little bit here in the front. But I love the way these came out. I hope that the recipient likes them. But yeah, that's what I created. I hope that you like what I created. I hope that I gave you good directions, because doing this type of work, I need some kind of editing software, because this is a process. It's not something you can get done in an hour, because there has to be drying time in between. And you would have to do several videos for a process on this. But there are a lot of videos out there, but I did notice that there isn't any English ones. They're all from the UK, another language, Germany, just from different areas like that. And a lot of the products that they show you, it's in their own language. So I don't even know what that is. And kind of just had to guess at it and look at a lot of other videos and see what the product did to kind of figure out what they were using. Some of the things are in English, and I was able to find some of them, but they're not from here. So it does get pricey as far as shipping goes, but I like to have all the right tools and equipment. When I'm creating something, I want to have all the correct supplies that I can complete my task without, you know, saying, oh, I couldn't complete this because I don't have it. So I don't like that. So I did order all the waxes in different colors and the crackle mediums and the varnish, but I'm still waiting for it because it's not from here. But all in all, guys, I love the way these came out, and I hope that the recipient does too. Thank you so much for watching. I hope everyone is having a great day. I hope you're getting your Christmas shopping done. I went today and did a little bit, and it was really nice. Thanks for watching. I hope everyone's having a great day, and God bless. Bye.